My wife cheated and left me when I was mourning my parents' passing. Now she is running back to me after finding out I'm inheriting $15 million. When mom and dad died in that car crash, I was destroyed. The funeral was on a Tuesday. By Friday, Amara said she needed space to process everything. She went to stay with her sister for just a few days. Those few days turned into a week, then 2 weeks. She barely answered my calls. When she did, she sounded distant, distracted. I was grieving alone in our apartment, surrounded by sympathy cards I couldn't bring myself to open. 3 weeks after the funeral, her sister accidentally sent me a photo in a group chat. It was meant for someone else. Amara and some guy I'd never seen before, sitting at a beachside bar, both of them laughing. She was wearing the sundress I bought her for our anniversary. I just stared at my phone for an hour. Couldn't even cry anymore. I'd run out of tears. She came back the next day to grab her stuff. I asked her who he was. She didn't even try to lie. Just said, "Does it really matter?" Then she told me she couldn't handle my depression right now, that I'd become too much for her to deal with. She left her wedding ring on the kitchen counter next to the coffee maker and walked out. I didn't fight it. Didn't have the energy. The next 4 months were the darkest of my life. I stopped showing up to work and got fired after 2 weeks. Stopped answering my phone entirely. My sister checked on me a couple times, but she was dealing with her own grief and had her kids to worry about. So I told her I was fine and she believed me because she needed to. I lived off instant ramen and whatever I could order without leaving the apartment. My parents' lawyer, Mr. Callahan, kept calling about estate matters. I let every call go to voicemail. He left messages saying there were important documents I needed to sign, time-sensitive matters to discuss. I deleted them all. Finally, last month, he showed up at my apartment, knocked for 10 minutes straight until I opened the door. He took one look at me, my overgrown beard and the mess behind me and said, "Son, I'm not leaving until you come to my office." I went the next day, mostly to make him stop bothering me. I figured it was just the house and maybe some savings to split with my sister. I barely listened as he went through papers talking about assets and liquidation and market value. Then he slid a document across his desk. Dad's software company had been in acquisition talks before the accident. The deal closed 3 weeks after the funeral. The buyer's payment just cleared escrow. $15.2 million split equally between me and my sister. I thought he was joking. He showed me the bank statements. The money was already transferred. I was sitting there in my stained hoodie looking at numbers I couldn't process. I didn't tell anyone. Not even my sister knew the exact amount yet since she'd been avoiding the lawyer too. Something in me clicked that day. I wasn't going to let Amara's abandonment and my parents' death define the rest of my life. I got myself together, started therapy twice a week, went back to my old gym, applied for jobs and got hired at a better company than before, bought new clothes, finally cleaned the apartment, started living again. But I kept the inheritance quiet, told my sister not to post anything on social media about it. She agreed since we both wanted privacy while grieving. Then 3 days ago, my sister forgot our agreement. She was excited about finally being able to afford her dream house. So she posted on Facebook about unexpected blessings and thanked mom and dad for securing our futures. Didn't mention the amount, but enough people knew about dad's company that they could guess. Yesterday morning, I got a text from Amara. First one in 4 months. "Can we talk? I miss you." I didn't respond. That evening, she showed up at my door. Hair done, makeup perfect, wearing a dress I'd never seen before. She hugged me before I could stop her. "I'm glad we can finally stop this break." "Break? Amara, you left me. We're divorced." She laughed, confused. "Baby, you texted me last night. You said you were ready to talk." I haven't texted her in 4 months. She pulled out her phone, showing me our conversation. Messages I never sent. Recent ones. "You said you missed me." Someone was texting her as me, or she'd created them somehow, but she believed they were real. "Why are you pretending?" she whispered. Then my actual phone buzzed in my pocket with a text from her number that said, "Stop lying to me."